Hi everyone. I've just got a little interesting exercise to show you. Talk about three different Bibles. Got the LSB, the NRSV, and the KJV. And I got this one out last night. So I've had it a long time. It's really lovely. It's Church Bible Publishers KJV. It's a beautiful, thick, nothing like this. Top grain cowhide, and it's got Schofield notes, so it's a little bit big, but it's a terrific Bible. And I just, on the spur of the moment, I thought, I'll get that out last night. Anyway, I was up to chapter 11 anyway, and I was reading the NRSV because I'm really getting to know it quite well actually, and I'm doing some just a little bit of pencil markings for highlights. I was up to chapter 11 here, and so I thought, I'll have a quick look in here this morning and compare the speech, which I find quite fascinating. So the King James, it starts off, I should get these sort of closer. I'll just go for first NRSV to KJV, or KJV to NRSV, and then I'll read that one. So it's just from it's chapter 11, verse 1 to 7. So I'm stopping there, just that bit. So we've got here, because it was a little curly, and I thought, okay. And I've been reading the KJV for a long time, but you know, you just take it for granted. Things that sort of don't make sense, just keep going. Or I haven't always had the Strongs or access or thought to look online, but so I've got other translations. It's sort of opened up my understanding a great deal from coming from KJV reader. So it says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. I thought, okay. So anyway, I looked up in here, the NRSV, and it says, now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Indeed, by faith our ancestors received approval. By faith we understand that the worlds were prepared by the word of God, so that what is seen was made from things that are not visible. And for here, in the LSB, now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the convictions of things not seen. For by it the men of old gained approval. By faith we understand that the worlds were prepared by the word of God, so that what is seen is not made out of things which are visible. So the LSB and the NRSV are almost the same. NRSV, now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. LSB, now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Verse 2, indeed by faith our ancestors received approval, for by it men of old gained approval. By faith we understand that the worlds were prepared by the word of God. By faith we understand that the worlds were prepared by the word of God, so that what is seen was made from things that are not visible. So that what is seen was not made out of things which are visible. So that's exactly the same. And so it goes, NRSV to LSB. And so then it goes on to verse 4 in the KJV. By faith Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, God testifying of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaketh. By faith Abel offered to God a more acceptable sacrifice than Cain's, though through this he received approval as righteous, God himself giving approval to his gifts. He died, but through his faith, he still speaks. And so this is like that. verse 5, by faith Enoch was translated, that he should not see death, and was not found, because God had translated him. For before his translation he had his testimony that he pleased God. There's a lot in there that, if you don't understand what translated means, what these are translations. But we who've been on meat instead of milk understand that. But also it says here in NRSV, by faith Abel offered to God a more acceptable sacrifice than Cain's. Through this he received approval as righteous, God himself giving approval to his gifts. He died, but through his faith he still speaks. By faith Enoch was taken, so that he did not experience death, and that he was not found, because God had taken him. For it was attested before he was taken away that he had pleased God. And without faith it's impossible to please God, for whoever would approach him must believe that he exists, and that he rewards those who seek him. And that's just gone on. But without faith it's impossible to please him, for he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. The language between them and the LSB for 5 and 6. By faith Enoch was taken up, so that he would not see death, and he was not found, because God took him up. For prior to being taken up he was approved as being pleasing to God. And without faith it's impossible to please him, for he who draws near to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of those who seek him. So I won't read the 8, but these are, the NRSV and the LSB are almost identical. So, and the level of understanding is excellent. It's quick and to the point, and it's saying what the KJV is saying, except in a much more easily digestible language, the way we speak now, and it's so clear. And what the thing that I've discovered so much is that the NRSV, this little purple one, is like the LSB. I love this book, and now I've got this one, and it's not as expensive or higher quality as the LSB, so there's no way I'm going to write on that. But I've decided that I'm just very delicately using pencil, so that I can highlight the things that are of importance to me, or of the most important sections in particular books. I've only done it since Ephesians, I think, or after that. So, which is what I've read so far in this one. But just really interesting to look at this in these 3 Bibles, and the vast difference between KJV, well, I'll call it old speak, 400 years ago speak, to the way we speak now. Same information, same word of God, but it's what your preference is, what you're used to. I was used to the KJV, then I went to the excuse me, the new KJV, then the LSB, and now the NRSV. And I had, at one point I would have never imagined that I would have tried different translations, but I have, and I'm so pleased that I have. It's opened the world up to me. The Bible, there's a world's opened up to me, even more than I thought I knew. Anyway, thanks for watching, and God bless.